Well, I'll give you two examples. And the big example is I quit my job at an ad agency with very little extra cash. And with a good friend of mine, we started 800 Dentists and we borrowed 20 grand from our parents and launched this business. We didn't know anything about dentistry, about call centers, about how dentists, what they buy, how they promote. And we were very early in the promotion of dental practices. We jumped off the high board with two glasses of water to fill the pool with on the way down. And so we had to invent every aspect of it, but we just kept showing up every day, figuring out what to do. And that just turned into one bold move after another. We'd go knocking on doors and try to get a dentist to listen to us, and we'd play radio spots for him or her and say, we're going to run these radio spots and we're going to give you all of the patients that come in for your zip code. We had no idea if it was even going to work. It took 6 months of beating the streets probably talked to 300 dentists before we found 18 who were willing to go along with our crazy scheme. And so, but I had developed my boldness in the advertising agency because it was this first place that I had worked where you expressed all your ideas and sorted them out. And that's actually a process of like, you got to get your bad ideas out first so you could get to the good idea. So there was never any editing or judgment. It was like people just start throwing stuff out. And I had done a whole bunch of jobs before I discovered advertising because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was a bartender. I worked laying carpet. I sold frozen meat door to door. I worked in a machine shop. I was a chef in a hotel in France. The list goes on and on. None of them careers. And then I walked into an ad agency and went, these are my people. I could do this. I could do this for the rest of my life. So at one point, and because I had the business experience, this is getting more detailed, but you'll see the point of it is I was so bold at expressing my ideas. I have what I call the opposite of imposter syndrome. I think I'm better than I actually am most of the time. And so they would bring me into meetings because I had so much business experience, even though I was a junior copywriter, because I would enthusiastically pitch my idea to the client. And that's what they needed was like somebody who could pitch and get the client to go along with the campaign and invest the money. And then one day I was at a big agency, the LA office of a big agency, and the CEO and the president had both come to town. And I had remembered at one point the CEO talking about how he always gets stuff on his tie. Just the day before, he had mentioned this very casually in one of the meetings. And so the next day I get in the elevator, there's like 8 other employees. The CEO and the president are both on the elevator. Everybody's afraid to talk because it's the leaders. And I turn and look at the president and I lift his tie up and I said, I'm just wondering what you had for breakfast. Now he busts out laughing, and so does the president because he knows it could actually be on there. And everybody else in the elevator is like, Fred's crazy. But the CEO remembered me forever after that.